Huh. Looks like that's me, huh? Looks a little orange. What are we gonna do? All right, well. Okay. Looks like we're rolling, huh? See me there, there, and there. All right, well. Howdy, howdy. I'm gonna make a little video. We got the old coronavirus situation going. We got all this other stuff, global depression, tens of millions of people out of work in the United States of America. But I'm a freelancer, so I don't really have a job. That's cool. Yeah, so in light of all that awesome content that people are out putting into the world right now, I'm gonna add my own little thing, a little bit pretty mundane though. It's gonna be me showing you how I make my coffee. Yeah, making my coffee. People ask me, Doyle, how do you make your coffee? It's so delicious. I can't believe I've never had coffee this delicious before. I never knew that coffee could be so good. How do you do it? Well, here I am. I'm gonna show you how I do it today. So the first thing I do when making coffee is, all right, so I get my water. Got a Brita pitcher here. I'm a big fan of having water filtered. I get a glass. Which glass am I gonna get today? Oh, here we go. Here's one of my favorite glasses. It's this arrogant bastard ale glass. First thing I do is I pour the glass of water here, and then I drink it. Because that's good for you. Should start your day off with some water, right? It actually wakes your body up better than coffee does. Whew, let that go through your system. Yeah, it warms up, moistens up your internal organs and your kidneys and get you ready for some coffee. All right, so we're actually doing this thing. So what I do is I make a coffee called Aeropress, the Aeropress method of making coffee. You know, there's a billion different ways to do different coffees. There's several ways to make Aeropress, but of course I'll show you mine. So what do I do here is I find my stuff. I got a drawer full of coffee goodies. I get my own drawer in my apartment because I am awesome. Right? So I got all these pieces of little bits of gear here. I'll show you what these are. Each of these little things here. I'm gonna get this too. I'm gonna get it all. I'm gonna get all this stuff. Yep. I'm gonna get all this stuff. Okay. Oh man, I got a little something in my sweater here. Oh geez. All right, anyway, it's a global pandemic. What do you want? Anyway, so yeah, making coffee. First thing I do is I get my water again. So we got this little kettle here with water in it. I'm gonna dump this out. Should have been cleaned out already. Didn't do my show prep. So I got a kettle, right? Open that guy up. Be quiet. And I got my water again. I put some water in this little guy here. Hopefully that audio's Good, right? See, my stream is still running live. Are we live? We're live. Let me just make sure that we are not private. Is there a way to check this? Private stream. I believe we are live, so let's hope we're live. Anyway, put my water over there. Wipe off some counter space. Okay, kettle. Put this mother right there. Turn this guy right on. Oops, wrong one. All right. That's gonna heat up. It's gonna tell me when it's done. In the meantime, I'm gonna get my coffee beans. Okay, we got this chamber reservoir thing. This is where the coffee's gonna go, and that's where the water's gonna go. This thing's called a plunger. This pushes the coffee and the water down the chamber reservoir deal. So it's gonna end up going like this. Boom, right? So what I do is I take this, I turn this upside down, and I got the plunger right there, and I just put it in there just a little bit. This thing's starting to wear out, so I might have to get a new one soon, which sucks because I hate spending money right now. So anyway, for right now it's good. I just put it in there just a little bit. That's maybe like, what, a half an inch? Almost. All right, so put it in there. It's gonna sit right there. I'm going to get my grinder. This is a burr grinder, not a blade grinder. One of these days I'm gonna get a hand grinder because this thing kind of annoys me. Plus, you know, this action's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get a scale here. You don't need a scale, but I got a scale. This little coffee ground catcher thing. Put that guy right on the scale. Turn it on. Make sure it's set to 0. Oh, look, -1. Tear that guy out. Okay, now we're at 0. Take this guy, put it back in here. And I go for a medium grind. That's what I heard you're supposed to do. A lot of this stuff I learned on the YouTube. So I go for a medium grind. So here we go. I count to 10. Actually kind of lost my count there. Okay, so here we go. Take that, measure it. It reads 11. That's fine. I try to go for 10. Sometimes I go for 9. I land at 9. No big deal. We're at 11. All right, so I'm going to put this guy away. You always put your stuff away because you have roommates and you don't want to piss them off. So, okay. So you don't want to have to clean up their mess. Oh, see? Look at this. Making a mess. All right. All right, so we got this funnel dude here. Put that on top of the reservoir. Take the lid off of the, whatever this thing's called. All right, so I'm gonna knock this guy loose of coffee. Do it over the sink because this thing has a lot of like static electricity, and the dust gets caught in it and it kind of sprays everywhere and it's kind of annoying. But which is why I'm gonna get another grinder. Anyway, so I'm gonna dump this in here. Make it nice and easy. See, now it's all stuck in there. Get all that coffee goodness. You're losing precious coffee. This is gold. This is literally a luxury in this day and age in the United States of America. Knock all that. Yeah, you don't want to lose any of that stuff. Careful, because you know that doesn't stay there very well. Okay, so I'm gonna clean all that stuff out. Put this away. It's got some coffee in there. Whatever. All right, put that in there. All right, so I got my coffee grounds in there, in the reservoir. It's upside down. Knock that loose in there. Make sure it's nice and flat. So, all right. We got our filter, paper filter, and our strainer. The coffee's gonna pass through here, gonna keep the grinds from going through all these little holes in the strainer. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? You cannot see that. It doesn't matter. You're not watching anyway. You hear that? That's the kettle telling me that that it's done. That the water is starting to boil, the steam. It's whistling, saying, there we are. Okay, which means I gotta get going, right? Quit messing around here. All right, turn that off. The water is ready. So what I like to do is I like to take this guy and wet it so it stays on there on the strainer with some hot water. Ow! Careful not to burn yourself. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do this thing that they call blooming. I take a little bit of water and I pour it in the grounds, just enough to cover it up. Take the little paddle here, the Aeropress paddle, and stir this a little bit. Make sure that all the grounds get to the water. Okay. There's some scientific stuff that goes on in there. Something about carbon dioxide and flavors and stuff. I don't know what it is, but I just put that on there and let that bloom for a little bit. It's a good time to think about things. Think about where your life is going, where it has gone, how you doing, you know? Take inventory. What am I doing? Live broadcast. Who would have thought you could do this in the comfort of your own home? Oh, man. You guys exercising? I try to exercise, but sometimes I don't. Anyway, yeah. Oh, dude, I'm a little tight there. All right, so it's blooming. It's bloomed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill up the chamber with water. All the way to the top. One of these days I'm gonna get a camera right here, just like everybody else on YouTube. That way you can see this and have a live switcher. Click, right? You can see the camera up there. So I'm gonna take this little paddle. I'm gonna dip it in there. Ooh, sexy. Stir it up. What up, girl? Stir it up. Yeah. Okay. Put that in the sink. A good artist and a good chef, good coffee maker cleans up as he or she goes along. I'm gonna fill that guy up. All right. They call this the inverted method of making Aeropress because, like I said before, there's several ways to make this. I choose this method because I like the coffee beans to sit there for a little bit. The coffee grounds immerse themselves within the hot water and like just become one with the water. The water becomes coffee. The coffee becomes one with it, and it makes for a delightful treat. Okay, so I'm gonna take this strainer. It's got these little lips or whatever, these little things, and I'm gonna slide this down onto the bottom of this chamber, which is upside down, and I'm gonna line them up so they get locked. So they get locked like that. Twist this. Ooh, be careful not to press down because you'll have a coffee mess everywhere. Make sure to do that because twice I've forgotten to twist it and lock it, and then it makes a mess. Trust me. And you feel stupid. And you feel stupid. You don't want to feel stupid. All right. So I'm going to find my coffee mug. There it is right there. My coffee mug. A lot of you Chicagoans would recognize this guy. Represent the city of Chicago. Can you see that? Hell yeah, you can. Chi-Town, baby. This was from Intelligentsia. Intelligentsia Cafe. I like this because, you know, it's white. You can see the coffee in there. And it's got, you know, it's robust. You fucking chuck this at somebody, you're gonna break their head. So, it's been sitting there for a while. It's time to do a little magic trick, as it were. All right. I call this the Maverick and the Goose. And then you invert it. Oh, yeah. You invert it. Maverick and Goose. So the coffee stays in there because of air pressure. I'm sure there's a little bit dripping right there. Yeah, there's a little bit. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right. So now, this is the moment for meditation. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly and mindfully press down on this plunger. What's going to do is going to press the coffee past the water in the strainer and into the mug, right? But you do this slowly. There's some science to it. It's the Aeropress invented by Alan Adler. He's still alive. Look him up. Press this down slowly. What you want is all that coffee sweetness to go through the strainer. And you listen for the applause. There we go. All the coffee's been pressed into the mug. I made a little mess. So I'm gonna get a piece of very valuable paper towel here. Got this on Amazon. Look how durable that is. I got that during the great toilet paper and paper towel frenzy of 2020. Put this guy over here. A lot of panic buying going on out there. Now I find that if I let my coffee sit there for about 3 minutes, all those really fine grounds that the filter did not catch, all those fine grounds kind of settle at the bottom, and it makes for a very clean experience. Every single time it's like, did I make it good? Is this gonna be the worst cup of coffee I've ever made? Or is it gonna be the best? I never know. You gotta control as many variables as possible, which is why you grind stuff, which is why I always try to pour the water as soon as it's done boiling. Use the same beans. I didn't show you what kind of beans I made. I use, here we go. This is called Cameron's. See that there? Can you see that? Yeah. Cameron's French roast, organic French roast. You can get this at Mariano's or Jewel or online. I got this, I think I got this one on Amazon because I didn't want to get COVID. So yeah. So here's my coffee. It's been sitting here. Let the fine grounds go. The moment of truth, ladies and germs. Oh man, that is good. Ooh. That's nice. That's strong. Yeah. All right. Well, quickly, you clean the filter, the Aeropress, take off that strainer, put that in the sink, clean that off. This paper filter, I discovered you can reuse instead of using it once. You can push everything out, but anyway, I rinse it because shit's valuable these days. I'm gonna rinse that guy. Let that dry. And then you can take these grounds and you push it into the garbage can. See that? Kind of crazy, right? Just push that into the garbage can. And it's clean. Just gotta rinse it out, put some soap on it. It's great. That's the advantage of Aeropress, is that it makes 1 cup of coffee. Sometimes you just want 1 cup and it's easy to clean. And you always get good coffee. So that concludes my live demo of how to make Aeropress coffee. Whew. Thanks for joining, and stay alert, stay alive, and don't become a statistic. End this stream. How do I end this stream? I don't know how to end this stream. Oh yeah, here we go. Go to OBS and stop stream. Peace.